one famous document that was a forgery that was used by the Catholic Church for many years was the donation of Constantine. You probably enjoy doing a little research about that on the internet. The donation of Constantine. It was an entirely fictitious document in which supposedly Constantine had signed before he went to Constantinople in Turkey and made that his new palace and new capital of the eastern portion of Rome. And in this document, he supposedly signed over all spiritual and temporal authority to the city of Rome and all the territories of the Holy Roman Empire, the then Roman Empire, to Pope Sylvester on or before the year 335. And by that document, the church seized monies, property, appointed and deposed and disposed of people and kings, used that document as an excuse for their right to decide who and who was not a heretic, and held sway waving that piece of paper around until 1440, when a Lorenzo Valla, a humanist and a scholar, studied it and found that there was language in it that would not have been used in the 4th century, and also found quotes from the Latin Vulgate in it, although the Latin Vulgate was written by Saint Jerome, who had not yet even been born at the time that this document was supposedly dated. And surprisingly enough, the church, even with this proof, used this document and did not admit that it was a forgery until 1870. So you can, from that, I guess, get a better picture of how it would be possible to do what we have said they have been doing to historical documents, simply destroy old ones and write new forgeries to replace them. No one could speak against this. Plus, you've got to remember that it was in the 1400s that, and earlier, that you had the Black Plague came across Europe. And with the foolishness of some Christian teachings that cats were instruments of the devil and destroyed cats and killed cats and let the rats population grow, which aided the Black Plague. And with that plague, 30 to 50% of Europe's population died. So this was a time when anybody with the strength and the money could pay these people to write phony documents for them so that they could set up phony kingdoms and have these phony documents to prove that they had a right to rule in their country, that they should be kings because they could prove it. with these documents that they paid people to write for them. It just goes on and on. But that, the donation of Constantine, is probably one of the greatest outside of the New Testament alone that will give you an example of how the church could benefit from this. And with that in mind, and going back now to Jean Hardouin, and he being on his deathbed, said that the reason why this had been done, why the church had falsified history, could be seen on a piece of paper about the size of your hand. A piece of paper about the size of your hand. Christianity is a corrupt religion. The reason for it was power and money. The reason can be seen on a piece of paper about the size of your hand. Thanks for listening.